Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey guys, we're building the Moebius 1972 Ford F350 4x4 tow truck, high side version Ford pickup truck model kit. Anyway, so I was looking at the chain that they give you because I get one piece of chain. Then I was looking at pictures of real tow trucks that have all kinds of chains hanging all over the things. And then I looked at this, which is the sprue that has all these, you know, shackles and hooks and shackles and hooks and hooks and shackles. And I was thinking, you know, we need some more chain. So where's the best place to go? Well, I went to Five Below. And no, I didn't buy these for, you know, my favorite viewers. Sorry guys, I'm not sending these out. I bought them because this one is a gold rope for $2 with all that gold rope. And these two, if you look very closely, yeah, there you go. They look just like a chain that we can use with all those hooks, linked chain. So we'll be taking off these little hearts and just using the chain, so which I think is appropriate. So I don't know what the hell that is, an A? Okay, so anyway, we'll be using these chains and we'll cut these apart and paint them up as if they are rusty. And by the way, at the dollar store next door to Five Below, I found these, which is great, reindeer moss for $1.25. And I found more premium acrylic paint. This is called deep brown. I call it, it looks like rust. And we'll be using this. It's an acrylic rust. So anyway, the tower is dry. It's been about an hour and a half. So we have the tower done. We're gonna have to paint this, and we're gonna make the boom next. So here comes the boom. Hey everybody, so I have watched, oh my god, like 4 people build this kit online on YouTube, and a couple people I've read about on some of the modeling sites on Facebook. And the Wrecker Boom, this thing here, right here, seems to be the one thing that kills everybody, that everybody's like, doesn't show you how it works, it doesn't do anything, or da. And a lot of people, like, they don't have all the parts there or all this stuff. So it took a while because they're on different sprues. You saw there was like 23 sprues of plastic, at least 23. I think I miscounted, missed 1 or 2. Anyway, so the best way to do something this size for me, and it might work for you, is I lay out every piece and I mark it. Okay, got that piece. Okay, got that piece. On the ones that I can, like these here, I leave 53, 553, and 552. They're numbered. I left that one numbered. I left these numbered. Until I have every piece, you know, here. And what one is that? And I think there's a 554. So where is 554? Do I even have, is that this? Hold on, let me look. Nope, that's 555. So the last piece I need before I can start putting this thing together is piece number 554 right there. So once I find that, I'm gonna put these pieces together following these directions. If I can. I mean, it's assemble the Wrecker Boom cementing boom end pulley halves after cement is complete, has set complete the finish batting. So I'm going to do this. I thought I could pre-paint a part, but honestly, it doesn't look like I can. But we'll see. And we are going to be using cabling and wiring and chains and all this stuff, as I showed you. So I just want to kind of let you know how I lay all this stuff out. The pieces are here, but you have to go through like one at a time. And honestly, oh, there's 554 right there. 554 is right here. Okay, so is that 554? Yeah, 554 is right there. And then it came off right there. Yeah, usually I cut everything. You see me cut stuff. Sometimes you could just twist something off. All right, so I have all the pieces. I'm going to put them together. I think the only one that won't go together is going to be this hook, because it's going to need to have the cable. And I'm not going to rig it till we paint it. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. All right, building the boom. I'm going to take a little time for this. So, you know, if you already know how to do this or whatever, if you don't really want to watch the time, then just skip ahead. So you take this long piece here. The first thing is you take the two pieces, the two red pieces there, you put them together. Okay? They will snap together. There is going to be a gap in there because you're going to be running some kind of cable through there. Then you take the eye bolt. Okay, there's a couple eye bolts. They're all number 557. That opens up and it snaps into the hole that you'll see on that boom. Okay, so you'll see the hole there. That's going to be, I believe, it's going to be the bottom, and it's going to hang down. Okay, so yeah, it's going to hang down. Now, I haven't put the top piece on here yet. Okay, we haven't done that yet. It doesn't say to do that yet. So far, it has said, and we'll take our thing, it says take halves 552, which we did, and 553, and glue together. I did that. Then it says add slider beam 550, which is the center beam right here, that long one. And it says connect it. So you're going to push this center beam and it's going to go up into the coupling of that red part. See the square area? It's going to hit there. It's going to go inside there, and that's fine. It should fit in there and glue real easily. All right, then you're going to put the eye bolt in, which snaps in to the hole that is there. Okay, once that is in there, once eye bolt 557 is in there, then you're going to take 548 and 5 into place. Cement boom main beam connector halves 548, and is that right there? 548 and 549. Okay, I did not do that part yet. All right. Okay, so that's where I messed up. All right, see, and that's why it's good to go back over it. So I need to put 548 and 549 in there. Okay. And then connect these two pieces. All right, so let's put 548, and you can see on the top how it sits. So we're gonna just put this, this is gonna slip inside. So actually I can undo one of these. Let's undo this one, this half right here. And we're gonna put 548 upper boom, which is the 548 is this one. The lower boom has 3 pieces in it. The upper boom does not. The upper, and you can see there is a little bit of an angled cut. So if we have the angled cut, we should be able to put this in there like so. Right to that. Right to that. We're going to go up right there to number 2. All right. And go ahead, number. I glue stuff. I don't like having, you know, if you want to have things that move and all, I don't usually have things that move on my model kits. I don't have the axles and the wheels and all that. If you've seen my channel, you know I really don't do that. So then we're going to put this one on the bottom right there. Okay. So this is going to fit inside. All right, this is going to flip over then. So this will go over. And inside. Yeah. All right, so that's going to, okay, so that's better. All right. Let me, so good. So see, that's what I'm saying. Some of the stuff you really got to look at, and even I, when I was doing this, trying to do it correct, you can see that it's got little tabs. So we're going to go ahead and push that on, and that's not going to fit that way because it has to fit with the angle getting wider at the bottom. So this is going to go like that. Okay. Let me get this in here. There's that. Now, that's going to come, there we go. So we have that side, fits there. Boom. And so this is going to fit there. We're going to put this here. We'll go ahead and glue these together right there. And I don't mind putting a little bit of extra glue on it. If you do, that's okay. I don't mind that. And here's the thing, this is an old truck, so it's going to have a lot of weld marks on it. So if it looks like an old weld mark, that's okay. There we go. All right. So now we have that like that, and then 548 and 549. So 548 and 549. Boom, boom. Lower than attach boom, main high. So I'm looking for, okay, so 548, 49 to the connector boom. Care to make sure the main beams meet without gaps. And what they mean by that is right up here, it's angled, so you want to make sure that that angle here is where there's no gaps right there. That should not gap right there. Well, we'll leave that like that. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, and yeah, we'll let this dry for a bit because it says let it dry. So that's what we'll do. We'll just stick it right across there. That way it doesn't glue to anything. And we'll let this dry for, I don't know, maybe about 30-35 minutes. And then we will be back. Okay, let's see. All right, this has been glued, so we're still on 8A, and the reason I'm taking a long time with this is because I've watched so many people on YouTube, and I've read so many comments about how it didn't tell you how to build the boom and all this kind of stuff, and I don't know because I've not done it yet, but let's continue. So after cement has set completely, finish the assembly by adding wrecker boom hinges 530 and 531. So let's do that. Here's 530, there's 531. So we're going to put those hinges, and we'll go ahead and put them in here. So we're going to put 530 on this side, and we'll put 531 on that side. And again, that's why I use tube glue, because if this was liquid glue, it would just so quickly, it would just absolutely quickly dry, and you wouldn't be able to do whatever it is you got to do here. So we'll put that one in there. And we're going to put that one in there. Okay. So we have the hinges in there. Okay. And just using this to set it on for a moment. After cement is completely set, boom hinges. So we did 530 and we did 531. Let's mark 530, 531. Adding the T-handle lock and sliding, not cementing, part 550 in the main boom assembly. So I'm cementing part 550 into the main boom assembly. T-handle lock 551. There's 551 right there. All right, now I did see this. So T-handle, people put in, so this should sit, it's going to sit like this. Nope. It's going to sit like this. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. This is right. Okay. So this is going to sit like this. And the T-handle goes in that hole right there. Okay. So let me make sure there's a handle, a T-hole there. All right. Put some glue in the hole. I am gluing it in there because we will not be moving. I know they want you to, like I said, this thing isn't going to be moving. So I'm not going to worry about it being able to be pulled out and adjusting to the holes. So let's put the T-handle in there. And that goes in there like that. Okay. So the T-handle sitting straight up and down. There we go. All right, sliding, not cementing, part 550 in the main boom assembly. I don't care, I already did. And sliding part 550 into the main boom assembly. The 550 is in the main boom assembly. Boom pulley parts 554, 555, and 556. 554, 555, and 556. All right. So that looks like this. 550. Assemble boom parts 554, 555, and 556. All right, so how are we going to assemble this? This is 555. And this is 556. And it's 555. And this is 554 right here. So how does this all come together? Let's see. So this piece here has a, so this is a pulley. Okay. Adding the T-handle and sliding but not cementing part 550. Okay. Parts 556. Okay. So again, we're gonna put that there. That there. So this piece goes here. This is a pulley. And where does this piece go? Does this go in between? Okay, so that goes like that. That makes more sense. All right. So if this goes here, like that. Okay. Then, oh, okay. And then this goes over top of this. I see. All right. So then we make that there. And then we're going to put this here. And so this goes right there. And then this piece is the top of the, yeah, so this is gonna fit on top of that right there. So this should fit over top of this. Okay. And the way they built this, they think that that's going to be able to not be down, but honestly I can't see where that would actually be able to move on its own. All right, so there we go. So that's a pulley. And then maybe it goes up in the air like that a little bit. Okay. So this is going to be like this, and then this would be the this is going to be like that. And let's go ahead and yeah, that's going to go like that. You need to go out, Daisy? All right. There we go. All right, guys, so that is the boom with all the pulleys and everything in it. Now it says here, if you plan on rigging your wrecker with cables like the real vehicle, which we will, attach 16-inch, and you can read through, and it has some good pictures on how to do some rigging and stuff like that. We haven't built the truck yet, so we can't really do the winch yet, because the winch has to attach to the winch drive, which attaches to the drive shaft underneath and stuff like that. So we can't really do that, but we are ready for paint. So now that this is ready for paint, and we are ready to put this in where it needs to be, so we're all good. All right. Alright, so we just painted the white insert for the front bench seat on the one side, right side. Then we'll paint on the other side. Then we're going to use some accent panel and other stuff to dirty the seat up. So they'll kind of match the door panels, because our door panels, see how we painted them white, then we kind of dirtied them up because it's a work truck in a garage and you're going to have a lot of grease and dirt on these things. So they'll kind of be like this. All right, everybody, so that is it for day 2. Day 2, we're going to let this dry. Day 3, we'll start putting the rigging in, or the chains and all the cabling and stuff. We'll get that going, and we will finish off the boom, and we will finish off everything that goes into the bed. And then we will be doing the interior, which I have some really cool ideas for, and I'll show you some of the stuff that we're going to do. And we're going to let this dry overnight, and so we will see you in the morning. We are working on the boom. Now this is the chains and the wire. I think it's a wire. I don't feel like it's a thread. We're going to open this up here and let's see. We have to run the thread or the wire and do what's called rigging. It's kind of like on a ship, but on a tow truck. And we have these directions that show that we need to run one cable is going to go through, the cable is going to go through these holes here and go through that pulley and come back. So that's the first one we're going to do. Alright, so let me get the bag open and see how we run this thing. So it's been sitting all night, and it should be pretty solid, but it has a little play in it still. Just the nature of the beast. Okay. So let's open this up. Sorry, it's morning. The dogs are outside. That's a bird that you hear. Alright, so this is actually just like a thread. This is a regular thread. And we also have, if we want to use, well, maybe we'll just use the thread. But we do have, if you remember, in day 2 I went out and I bought some jewelry stuff that has these other cables on here. Let me see what that looks like. I may just want to use this instead. So this is more of a cable. I don't know what it's made out of. Let's check this out. Okay, we don't need the chains for the moment. Put them back in the box. Alright. So, oh, this actually has chained with it too. So, and that's the dog. That's Daisy. She just got up. She's trying to get me to feed her. So let me go feed her and then I'll come back. Okay, so the cable here actually is really cool because we have some shackles that we can use on this thing, since the end already has the metal end of the cable is already in here and into a loop. So what I need to do is find, and I should be over here, I need to find my metal cutters, and I'll cut this and leave that loop, and we may use this for some shackles and stuff. So let me find my cutters. Alright, so I got my Hobo Freight $4 mini bolt cutters here. which will cut right through all this stuff. Or does I just need to use these? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so that's cut there, and it's going to go till that. So let's cut that there. There we go. Okay. So we have this cable right here. It's already got that on the end, which we could put a shackle to right there. So we're going to use this one, I think. We can use this one for here. Alright guys, so the first thing I did was take, and you can use the string that they have, but I just used that cable stuff that I got from the jewelry here. The first one is running from here over top of the, right up in here, there's a pulley, so you want to go up over the pulley, and that goes down the center row, and that's going to wrap around down here. It's going to wrap around. This light is not the best. This light is the best. So let's do it this way. Okay. Let's look at it this way. Okay, so this piece here, I came up through the pulley and down the center hole. Then for the boom, the thread that came with it, this black thread, you have to thread through the pulley that you're going to attach there. Make sure it's underneath the boom or the cable there. And then, if you ever watched one of my favorite movies, which you guys realize is Dude, Where's My Car? Alright, so then we cut that end, and we're going to put this end through this side, this little hole right here, or I'm going to cut another piece that's not curved. Let's do that, because I don't feel like messing around with a J-hook. And you don't need a needle or anything, you just kind of need a steady hand. The hole is plenty big enough for thread, and then you pull this thread out, with a much better pair of tweezers than I own, evidently. There we go. Okay, so now we have both threads out, and now we're going to glue this up here, and then I'm just gonna, it says to use adhesive on this. Once this is glued up here, in a couple hours I'll come and I'm just going to use some Mod Podge. I'll put some Mod Podge up on the inside there, and then that should do that. The rest of this is going to get wrapped around the spool, the whatever, the spool, whatever you want to call it, the thing there, the pulley, the motor, whatever, the winch. But we can't put that winch on until we have the body, the frame built, so we can hook it up to the PTO. Okay, so in the meantime, we're just gonna put a little drop of Mod Podge to keep these where they're supposed to be, and then that'll work for me there. Alright, so that is how we're going to leave it for the next several hours. So we put some Mod Podge right here, here, and here We left the boom leaning against the magic fingers, and we taped using the green painter's tape. We taped this so it stretches the wires, and now we're just going to let this sit for a couple hours and go work on something else. And so when we come back, we should be able to cut these threads here, flip it upside down, put some glue in upside down, and so glue that on the inside there, and then we will finish weathering and putting the lights and everything else on this right here. So at the moment that's done, and I'm going to go edit this video, and then when we come back we'll start from here for the next one. Okay guys, so this is actually end of day 2.5, because we did day 1, we did day 2, and as this dries it'll be end of day 2.5. So look for the next one will be day 3 probably. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're working on today.